It's time to Get Your Geek On with Dave Gramillion.
Yes. Alrighty then. Welcome here. I am Dave Gramillion. Welcome to Get Your Geek On, powered by Southtown Games on Pleasanton Road near Loop 410 on the south side of San Antonio, where your gaming family wants to welcome you. Here we will talk Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, Marvel, video gaming, oh, so much video gaming. Really all things geek that have dominated this little world of ours. You see, geek is not what it was 20 or 30 years ago. Geek is in. Geek is very in. Geek is now the mainstream, and we are here to talk the latest and greatest that is geek right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer Talk Radio and 9:30 a.m. TheAnswer.com. This is Season 2, Episode number 15, and tonight we're going to discuss exactly how Blizzard decided to break the interwebs, especially for the entire state of Texas. If you are an OpTic Gaming fan, and, well, let's face it, Texas is pretty much all about OpTic Gaming, we have Ryan Musselman calling into the show tonight. He is the Chief Operations Officer for OpTic Gaming to talk about the brand new announcement that they will be receiving an Overwatch team for the city of Houston. The Overwatch League is the hottest thing in eSports right now. The talk, anytime there's a press release about it, it just kills any other announcement out there. This time next year, everyone's going to be talking about the Overwatch League, and we are on the forefront having him in the calling into the show tonight. 15 years ago, on Thursday, we said hello to Firefly. So we're going to be talking about that for a little bit as well. We have some Marvel news, including Phoenix Resurrection. That'll be a lot of fun. We have a call coming in from Southtown Games after the bottom of the hour news break, finding out what's going on down there. You know, there's a 188-minute cut of the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeve. Yeah, we'll tell you how you can get your hands on that coming up as well. And to continue our fun here with the Star Trek Next Generation 30th anniversary, we have our top 10 most memorable moments. Perhaps not the best, perhaps not your favorite, but certainly the most memorable moments for Star Trek The Next Generation. Man, we got a lot of news to get to. So I got to make sure that I have everything I need so that Season 2, Episode number 15 is good to go. And first, I got to make sure that I have something to drink. I think that's mandatory. Okay, we're covered there. I like to have a back scratcher with me because, you know, if you're going to have a guest call into the show, the last thing you want is to squirm and be like, oh man, there's that one spot in the middle of your back you can't get. So I always keep a back scratcher here in studio. And of course, if you're going to be a true geek, if you're going to have a geeky talk radio show, then by golly, you better have a lightsaber. And I have Old Blue right here with me, keeping the Minox at bay. And we added a little something here. We have my sonic screwdriver as well. So I think that covers it. We're just about ready to go. Let me make sure I have to be also decked out in geek wear, which is very easy to do, especially if you do your shopping at riptapparel.com, RIPTapparel.com. Use the promo code GYGO to get 10% off anything that you buy there. And I am wearing my Rebel Alliance hat, so I am good to go there. If you look to my left, your right across the radio dial, you will see that Minion is not here. Minion is out working a night job, so he is not in studio with us tonight, but he is here in spirit, so we appreciate that. His Force Ghost is keeping the chair warm. Thank you, sir. But if you look further to my left, your right across the radio dial, you will see our sound prognosticator, the man spinning the ones and zeros. He is Goose. Goose, what are you decked out in today?
Well, I happen to have this shirt from riptapparel.com. That's RIPTapparel.com, where you can get the latest in geeky mashup wear. This case is like the vehicles of the 80s. You've got Ron the Space Knight on the torso of Optimus Prime. On this side, you have Airwolf with the He-Man sword. Over here, you've got the General Lee, the A-Team van, and Ecto 1, all on one shirt, which I found at riptapparel.com.
That's outstanding. Okay, I want to get to a little bit of show news and get this out of the way before we bring Ryan onto the air here. On the 30th, Saturday the 30th, we will be at SeaWorld. Goose will be joining me and my lovely wife. We are going to be covering their VIP press event for Hallow Scream. Yes. In case you haven't been to a department store of any kind lately, it is pretty much Halloween season. It's here, on whether you like it or not. Pumpkin spice everything is starting to come out, and the Halloween decorations are just everywhere. So we will be at SeaWorld of San Antonio to check out their Halloween for this year. We'll provide all the pics and vids on our Facebook page and our website, getyourgeekon.org. All right, so with that being said, let's get one more little observation out of the way. 15 years ago on Thursday, we got Firefly.
Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. I don't care, I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me.
That's right. Of course, it lasted all of about 3 minutes. Thank you, executives.
13 episodes in a movie.
That's true, but still, there's so much more could have come out of that.
That's very true.
Oh, okay. So 15 years ago, we got our first rendition of Firefly. Alrighty, well, I think it's time to go ahead and bring our guest in here. The Chief Operations Officer for OpTic Gaming. The man, the myth, the legend. Ah, yes, you can go ahead and turn that music up. They were granted an Overwatch League team. And I'm terribly excited. I'm looking forward to this all week long. Let's welcome on air here with us, Ryan Musselman. How you doing, sir?
Good, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Ryan, we're having a fantastic time. I can only imagine how excited y'all must be right about now.
We're overwhelmed with excitement. We've got so much going on, and ever since the release, we've been just getting inquiries left and right. Can I be on staff? Can I join the team? Are you guys holding tryouts? What is this going to look like? Are you moving to Houston? You name it. We're overwhelmed with excitement and got a lot of planning ahead of us. So,
well, I can imagine so. I mean, in 2015, OpTic Gaming was named the best eSports team of the year. And in 2017, y'all clinched the Call of Duty World Championship. But you're building an Overwatch team from scratch. Never had an Overwatch team before. What is going to be, this is going to be the hottest esports league in the country. What kind of pressure is there for y'all to hit the ground running?
Pressure, I guess we look at it more as opportunity to hit the ground running. But that said, there is some amount of pressure because most of the teams in the league were, they already had teams coming in, right? When they apply, they already had teams. They've already been signing players. They've already been kind of building up and curating their approach. So for us, starting from scratch is its own adventure and its own story, which is fine because we like to tell stories through content. But, we're out there looking. We've got good player interest so far. We haven't announced yet, but we have signed a few players and we have signed a GM already. So that pressure kind of starts to drain out a little bit based on our initial progress here so far.
So what traits are y'all looking for in a member of the OpTic Gaming Overwatch League team? What stands out? What kind of chemistry are y'all trying to build?
Yeah, well, the most obvious one is someone who comes in and wants to win. We want the player that is dedicated to their craft, right? The person who is obsessed with winning, but also is good at elevating other members of the team. We're not trying to build an all-star roster of sorts. We're trying to build an all-star team, good chemistry here. So, in addition to that, we do want people who are not camera shy, right? And it's okay if you are, but if you look at OpTic's rich history, we're very, very deep into content. And it's great because it elevates the brand of our players, right? We're not here just to say, hey, you can be this pro, and then when you're done being a pro, it's lights out, right? We want to make sure that we're career pathing and providing opportunity from our players to be a part of other parts of the industry, whether you move on to be a desk analyst when you retire out of esports, or you move on to be a content producer, director, you name it. We're trying to get that full circle career involved here. So people that are on board with that, you found a good home with us.
Now, you mentioned you've signed a GM, which, okay, so I guess I'm already out of the running. Oh, boy. But you also
he's going to report to you. He's going to report to you. That's the big news of the show.
Oh, I like this. Okay, outstanding. Good. Have him bring some coffee and some crullers. First thing in the morning, you can pick up my dry cleaning.
Absolutely. I already prepped him on it, man. He's on a full-blown schedule for you, so you're good.
Fantastic. And you said also that you've signed, you said several members of the Overwatch team. Are there any announcements you want to make here on the show?
I wish we could, but we promise our fans we do a weekly show on our YouTube channel called Vision, and we always save the biggest and most important announcements there, and we don't want to have any leaks. So apologies that I can't, but we'll talk in the future.
Well, you can't blame me for trying. So.
I cannot.
What about partners and sponsors? I mean, there's going to be y'all got to get a house, and there's some travel involved all the way to LA. Are y'all bringing any new partners and sponsors on board?
Yeah, we're definitely on the market right now, looking at different sponsorships. We've got our respective categories that we want to touch on. OpTic in itself has sponsors, for our current team from Chipotle and Brisk and Turtle Beach, and then Scuff. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Scuff Gaming, but they have the best controllers out there. So you name it, we've got a nice host of sponsors already. So we're no strangers to going out there and trying to pitch people on this. But with Overwatch, Activision Blizzard is going to make it easy on us. And with our story, history, and content, I think we're going to get some good brands on board.
Now, y'all are currently in the process of moving from Chicago to Dallas. Y'all made that announcement just a couple of months ago. But this team will be based in Houston. What kind of challenges does that present?
More opportunity than challenge. We chose Houston on purpose. So relocating the team from Chicago to Dallas is step one, but having the Overwatch team based in Houston while also being able to represent Austin and San Antonio really positions us to be Texas's team. We're not focused on one city. We put value in all the cities that we're in, so being able to touch, multiple cities versus one is very important to us, and we're looking forward. I mean, Houston's going to have a nice satellite office for us, and it's a quick flight from Dallas. I think it's under an hour, right, if I'm correct.
Oh, yeah, you barely get up to cruising altitude before you come right back down.
Yeah, right? So it's perfect. We want to get really deep into the Texas culture and give back to our fans here. And we couldn't be more excited about it.
Well, Texas clearly loves OpTic Gaming. They watched 7.6 million minutes of content on your YouTube channel. So y'all are certainly planting your flag in both Dallas and Houston. You alluded earlier that y'all are looking to kind of dominate the whole state. But as I recall, there's another team kind of just down the street from y'all. What was their name? Envy and something or other like that. So what are there already kind of rumblings as far as a turf war with the state of Texas with Envious?
Looks like it. And we have a great history with Envy. It's been dubbed the E-Clasico because our Call of Duty teams have always gone at it head-to-head. As you saw, we just beat them in Stage 2 and the World Championship for Call of Duty, both in August, within like 3 weeks of each other. It all happened, right? So that history of rivalry is going to play out so well in Texas, and we're very excited. And look, they're no joke in Overwatch. They have got the number one team. They've had the number one team for quite some time. So our work is cut out for us, but by all means, we're up for that challenge. We're ready to bring it. We're ready to represent the big state of Texas.
Now, Sinatra recently made some serious waves when he signed with NRG out in Los Angeles for $150,000 a year. Does this number, is that mind-boggling to you, or do you think that's a sign of things to come?
No, it's a sign of things to come. In fact, in other esports, it's already come and kind of gone in a way. So what I'm basically telling you is there are other players that we know of across other esports that are making more than that. And if you look at it, it's just the time has come. Advertisers have started to convert from television into this digital space here. The leagues are getting more professional via the different franchises that are out there. These players have a highly sought skill set that brings in viewership, it brings in marketing dollars, and it allows us to build other businesses around them. So it's coming to a front. It's coming to a head. We're excited about it.
Now, we've been excited about esports for quite some time on this show. We've been watching its growth since last summer of 2016, and just it blows my mind at how quickly esports is growing and how it's dominating and quickly becoming a true sport in the United States. I mean, if you talk to Korea or if you go to some places in Europe or China, I mean, it's already massive. But in America now, it's starting to become a serious contender to what they would call traditional sports. But my question to you is, if you have a message, if you could say something to the OpTic Gaming fans and to the Overwatch League as a whole, what would you say?
Well, to our fans, I'd first say thank you, because they've been with us for 11 years now, and we see our fans kind of, as they go through and grow up in life, we see them kind of growing up with the brand. And we refer to our fans as the green wall for a reason. You know, they're brick by brick. They continue to stack up. The fan base continues to get larger. The support continues to get greater. They've been nothing but amazing for us, and we're never going to lose sight of that. So if you're a fan and you're listening into this, thank you so much for all that you do to us. You truly are a blessing. And then to the Overwatch League, first, big thanks to Activision and Blizzard. Activision Blizzard, they do such an incredible job at building community. But now that they're building community specific to esports, not that they're strangers to this, they've done it with Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm, just for examples. But Overwatch is going to be fun, and that's going to be awesome. And so for all the teams out there in Overwatch, we're coming for you, because we don't mess around with the big Texas name. We're coming to bring home championships. If they're not ready, they're going to be in a bad spot. So we're coming big.
So let me ask you this, and this is our last question with the time that we have, and I do want to thank Ryan Musselman, the Chief Operating Officer for OpTic Gaming, for appearing here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer and Get Your Geek On. Last question for you, sir, and I think this one's kind of a doozy, but it's also. It's off the cuff. It's not on the notes, so forgive me for kind of slipping this one in here at the last minute. What is a win for OpTic Gaming in the first season of the Overwatch League? Are you already looking at bringing home the championship?
Yes, we'll never enter something unless we believe we can bring home a championship. We've done it with Halo. We've done it with Call of Duty. We've done it with Gears of War. We've done it with Counter-Strike. So we wouldn't enter it if we didn't believe that we could bring home a championship, even though we're starting from scratch and the odds are against us. That's just how we play. We're ready to do it. And we're going to have an interesting story to tell along the way. And if we don't this year, we will at some point. So we're ready for it.
Outstanding. Ryan Musselman, the Chief Operations Officer for OpTic Gaming, the latest and newest member of the Overwatch League, based in Dallas, playing in Houston, on the radio here in San Antonio. Sir, thank you for taking the time out. We appreciate you talking to us.
Thank you guys as well. Looking forward to seeing you again sometime in the future. Have a good one.
Outstanding. Man, all right. OpTic Gaming has called their shot. They have absolutely called their shot. They're talking championship in the first year.
There is no fear in that man whatsoever.
None whatsoever. He just put Overwatch League on notice.
He did.
He put every other team out there with an established team on notice.
So they're in Houston, right?
They're in Houston.
Maybe we should cover some events.
I think we should. Well, if PAX South does another winter premiere down here,
yes.
Oh, dude, yeah, we are so there. No question about it. All right, let's. I got chills off of that, man. That was really cool.
It was very nice.
But let's move on. We do have a little bit of news we want to get to here as well. Let's talk some Marvel news, shall we?
This is that sequel to the smash hit with no equal. This one's for the true fans with Hulk hands and action figures. Flying, dining, saving you all in the city.
Alrighty. That was a great interview. I love that one. I'm still stoked about Overwatch League. In 2003, Jean Grey officially died during an iconic run of the New X-Men by acclaimed writer Grant Morrison.
For like the fifth time.
But this time she stayed dead. Or has she?
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly. This December, Jean Grey will officially return 14 years after she died in a 5-issue miniseries called Phoenix Resurrection, The Return of Jean Grey.
It gives us now 2 Jean Greys and a Rachel Grey.
Yes, it does.
Rachel Summers.
So if this keeps up, will we have 50 Shades of Grey?
Let's not go there.
We're up to 3. We only have 47 more to go.
Well, we have 2 Jeans.
We have a
Rachel. We have a Nathan.
So that's 4. We're up to 4 Greys now. It could happen. I'm just saying. This is a very cool mystery building to a mind-warping climax, says senior editor Mark Paniccia. And it has plenty of what you'd expect from the X-Men epic of this magnitude. Phoenix Resurrection will hit the stores on December 27th. I imagine Goose will be first in line.
No, it's Marvel.
But it's Phoenix Resurrection, though.
It's Marvel Comics.
Really?
I'm still mad because of what happened at the end of One More Day in 2007.
That's true enough.
Oh, they made me mad, man. I bought Secret Wars. I bought some of the miniseries from Secret Wars a couple years ago, but the only Marvel title that I'm buying is The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows. Why? Because in that one, Peter and Mary Jane stayed married.
Very true.
So there you go.
Now, flipping from the comics over to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Captain Marvel, it's been long said she is not going to be in the Avengers movies.
That makes me sad.
There are 2 upcoming Infinity War movies. They're untitled so far. And they've said time and time again that Captain Marvel will not appear in either one of them. It's not going to happen. However, in a tweet posted on Monday from the popular Atlanta film paparazzo at Atlanta Filming, Brie Larson was spotted on the set of Avengers 4, which commenced production after Marvel's Avengers Infinity War wrapped in July.
Wait, so they had all the actors there. They decided, why don't we just shoot the next movie while y'all are all here?
Yeah, Peter Jackson style. All right, we're all here. Let's just keep, let the good times roll. Now, Captain Marvel hits theaters on March 6th, 2019. That's 2 months before Avengers 4, which is released on May 2019. So this could mean that Captain Marvel is going to be the bridge from what will be called then the true finale of Marvel's Phase 3 into Phase 4.
What's the vernacular? Just take my money now.
Yeah, pretty much. So I wonder if they're keeping her under wraps this well. I wonder if she's going to have a huge part to play in Avengers 4.
Never know.
I mean, usually the biggest plot twist of all is usually the one you never see coming.
Exactly.
And they've denied over and over and over again that she will not be in Avengers 4, and now she's spotted on the set.
She could just be saying hi, though.
It's possible that, maybe, but I don't know what she'd be doing at Pinewood, though. That doesn't make, because she's obviously not filming for Captain Marvel.
Like I said, she could just be saying hi. Little Marvel mixer there going on.
You think she flew to Atlanta, went all the way to Pinewood Studios, which I found out when I went there for DragonCon.
I think she got flown. I don't think she flew herself.
Well, yeah. No, her arms would get tired.
Well, not if she used her Captain Marvel powers.
Well, that's true. But they flew her all the way down there just for a mixer?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. That doesn't...
they could call it the Mighty Marvel Mixer.
The Mighty Marvel Mystery Mixer.
No.
With the Mighty Marvel Magical Mystery Tour.
See, there we go. That might work. Oh,
I can see that. I can see that happening. Let's recap a little bit of the news here that, in case you missed it at the top of the hour. We will be at SeaWorld on Saturday, September 30th. Goose, myself, and my lovely wife will be there to cover the Howl-O-Scream event. So please come on out, San Antonio. Come on out to SeaWorld. The Howl-O-Scream, in my opinion, is one of the best Halloween events you can go to in San Antonio.
It is very cool.
Now, the closer you get to Halloween, obviously it gets a lot more crowded. But I'm telling you right now, I've been to One Flag over Texas. There aren't 6, there's just one of them now. So I've been to One Flag over Texas. I've done their little Fright Fest. It doesn't compare to SeaWorld. SeaWorld's is way better. So come on out and see us on Saturday, September 30th. And let's see, we had one other event. Oh, the Star Trek Discovery.
That's just tomorrow.
That's tomorrow. We're going to head down to, I think it's the Alamo Draft House on West Lakes.
Yes.
We'll go down and we'll watch Discovery and see if it's better than the Orville.
It's going to be better than the Orville.
I watched did you watch the second episode of the Orville?
I did. It was good.
It was like the first episode. I thought it was good. It
wasn't great.
It didn't blow me away or anything.
However, did you see the photos from the premiere of Discovery?
I think I did.
Shatner, Nichols, a lot of Next Gen, Enterprise, Deep Space Nine, Voyager people were there. And the Twitter reaction to the premiere, as you know, they've been keeping a lot of the reviews and stuff under wraps, but the reviews coming out based on social media were very good. I
heard that Nichelle Nichols told Shaniqua Martin Green that she's passing the buck on to her now. That
the torch, you mean?
It's up to her. Passing the buck, passing the torch,
passing the buck has a whole different connotation. I'm sorry.
That's true. You're right about that. The Orville... I think I can see what they're doing with this. It's not as serious as Star Trek, but it's not as jokey as Family Guy. It is funny. I have to admit, some of the jokes are a hit.
But the lady who plays the first officer left Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and maybe a spinoff for this show.
Well, that was her choice.
Bobby Morse in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's her choice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of digging where this is going. I did like the last one when they put basically the infant in charge. They put the kid in charge because the captain was and the first officer were whisked away.
And so was the next senior after that. He was indisposed.
That's true. And the special effects continue to impress me.
Special effects are okay.
I've gotten a real kick out of the effects so far. So it's all right. It's not terrible. It's not terrific. But you know how the first season of all shows
first season
are.
with a new type of show. So
right, the first season of any show, you got to give it a season to kind of get its space legs, I guess you could say, for the Orville. We miss Minion, don't we? Coming up after the bottom of the hour news break, we're going to talk about a 188-minute cut of Superman the movie and how you can get your hands on it, as well as our Star Trek The Next Generation Top 10 Most Memorable Moments. We'll be right back here on 930 AM The Answer and 930amtheanswer.com. Well, welcome back from the bottom of the hour news break. This is Get Your Geek On 930 AM The Answer Talk Radio, powered by Southtown Games on Pleasanton Road near Loop 410, where your gaming family wants to welcome you. I am Dave Gramillion, and if you missed the first half of the show, you missed a doozy of an interview with OpTic Gaming Chief Operations Officer Ryan Musselman. That was a lot of fun talking about their brand new Overwatch League team. In the, let's see, what else did we talk about there? We had some Marvel news as well, talking about Jean Grey, Phoenix Resurrection, and whether or not Captain Marvel will be in Avengers 4. They've been denying it forever, but now we're not so sure. Also, Goose and I will be out at SeaWorld of San Antonio on Saturday, September 30th, so we invite you all to come out and come hang with us as we check out the Howl-O-Scream event. I want to take a minute here to talk about our friends over at Laser Legend. Laser Legend on the north side of San Antonio off of Lookout Road and 1604 near I-35. I love going up to this place. They got some great food, great party rooms, a 4,000 square foot video arcade, a 2-floor laser tag arena, and indoor mini golf. You want to check out our friends at Laser Legend. All right, so with that being said, I do want to put in, before we get to more comic book news, I want to send our thoughts and prayers out to everybody that was affected by the really powerful earthquake in Mexico City. We understand that over 250 have died. Some dozens of buildings have collapsed. And so our thoughts and prayers go out to them, as well as the people affected by Hurricane Maria out in the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, the Dominican Republic, and so on and so forth. A devastating hurricane. They're saying Puerto Rico, the entire island is without power. There is not one area of Puerto Rico that has power. And it's a very frightening situation. So all of our thoughts and prayers go out to them as well.
And, of course, Minion has loved ones that live in Mexico City. So
he does as well. So our thoughts and prayers go out to Minion as well. It's just a devastating, I mean, what a month. In the past 30 days, Harvey, Irma, Maria, we had the earthquake. We had 2 earthquakes, actually, that hit Mexico. I mean, just terrible. So, good gracious. All right, so with that being said, let's pick things up. Let's cheer things up a little bit here, and let's talk some DC news here, shall we? Alrighty, so the big question is, Goose, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
As well as all the people at home, but Goose is the one who can answer because he's right here with me.
Woo-hoo.
How much do you love Superman?
Oh, I love Superman so very much.
How much do you love Christopher Reeve Superman?
Oh, my goodness. He's the best one.
How much would you
love...
love...
Well, actually, he's the best one in the movies. I'll put it that way.
How much would you love a 3-hour Superman movie?
Yes, please.
So back in 1982, ABC had a 2-night broadcast of Superman the movie. It was an unprecedented extension of the theatrical release. It was 188 minutes, plus commercials back then. So you had to figure it was at least a 4-hour. That's why it was a 2-night event. So this gave fans a longer look at Krypton before its destruction, more time in Smallville, and even more John Williams, because you can never, ever have enough John Williams.
That's very true.
And you also get more of Christopher Reeves in action as the Man of Steel.
Who happens to be called? Hang on. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Superman.
There we go. Now, that was back in 1982, 35 years ago. Well, now the Warner Brothers Archive Collection has unveiled plans for a brand new remaster of the extended cut as part of a 2-film collection that will include Donner's definitive director cut of the film from 2000. On top of that, it will include new special features, including screen tests, documentaries looking at the creation of one of the most iconic superhero movies of all time, right up until the ending.
Superman.
And then you're like, wait, what? So Superman's fast enough to go around the world like a few thousand times, but he's not fast enough to stop 2 missiles?
Look, it was the 70s. All right, we don't talk about that.
I was like, what, really? What? Now, there is no release date for the collection, at least not one that's been confirmed. I'm not going to throw out rumors and speculation about that. So there's nothing has been confirmed other than it's coming sometime in 2017.
Just in time for somebody to get me that as a Christmas present.
Just in time for the holidays. For everybody.
Just in time for somebody to get that for me as a holiday present.
There you go. Thank you very much. We like to be, all politically correct and whatnot around here. So I don't want to get in any trouble. So
I understand.
There are also 3 big rumors that have come out regarding the DC EU movies. Let's fast forward from 1982 to 2017 now. Justin Kroll, who works for Variety, and this is coming from a number of sources. The one I'm getting it from is comingsoon.net. Variety's Justin Kroll tweeted that the script for director Todd Phillips and producer Martin Scorsese's Joker origin movie will be turned in by next week. That's really fast for a script. As I recall, Martin Scorsese was announced as the producer. It could have been more than a month and a half ago. I think it was sometime in either early August or late July, something like that. So this project is on the fast track. They want a Joker origin movie to be done quickly. So, okay. Now here's the fun part. You ready for this, fans? Make sure you're sitting down. I want to make sure everyone's sitting down. If you're driving a car, keep both hands on the steering wheel. Here we go. The rumor as to who will be considered by the studio to be the Joker is Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is rumored to be the Joker, or at least under consideration by the studio. Now, we don't know if what the director says or if this is coming from executives, but they're saying that whoever it is, their interpretation of the Joker will be completely different from Jared Leto's interpretation in Suicide Squad. Thank God. The film will be set in the 1980s and be totally similar to Taxi Driver, which is, several one-off films that will exist outside the regular DC EU continuity.
So is Harley going to wear leg warmers and shoulder pads?
Pretty much, yes. She's going to come right off the set of Working Girl. Now, speaking of villains, there were early rumors that I didn't want to report on because they were very, very unfounded, that Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor was cut out of the Justice League. That there were some scenes that were shot and they said, no, it's not working, and they just cut him out completely.
I heard the same rumor.
Now, Batman News has confirmed that the current cut does not feature the character at all, and here's the bombshell, they may not have shot any scenes with Jesse Eisenberg.
And the crowd people rejoiced.
Yes, absolutely. That's the less we can have of him, the better. I mean, there's just no. So apparently when Joss Whedon took over, there are 2 rumors here. The first rumor is that they never had Jesse Eisenberg at all. That he wasn't on set, he didn't shoot any scenes, he wasn't even in the script. The second rumor is that he was in there. There was some connection between him and Steppenwolf, who is the main villain for Justice League, and Joss Whedon cut the scenes. Ooh.
My respect for Mr. Whedon grows more and more every day.
Justice League is set to open November 17th, so we will find that out as well. That would be, wow. Now, the Flashpoint movie rumors are heating up. Apparently, they are going to go with a Flashpoint movie, which, of course, will change absolutely everything. Robert Zemeckis is still considered to be the front runner to direct the Flashpoint movie, but nothing's set in stone just yet.
Hold on, so you're telling me the Flash only has to go 88 miles an hour to go back in time?
It seems that way. If he's carrying a little plutonium with him, then he's good to go. Maybe he is Mr. Fusion. I mean, who knows? It's entirely possible. Okay, alrighty, so...
Can we go back and change the Man of Steel?
Oh, God.
And Batman v Superman, is that possible?
And Superman Returns?
Well, Superman Returns isn't part of the DCEU.
Well, no, but
at least
still,
not yet.
But still, if we're going to start changing things, then can we start with that? Can we not make Superman a stalker?
I think Superman Returns belongs on Earth S. That stands for suck.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I mean, if we could just not make him a stalker, can we keep Kevin Spacey as Luthor?
So
apparently... he was the only good part of that movie.
Apparently, Flash's lightning is 1.21 gigawatts.
Oh, God. Oh, that's terrible. Please tell me you got that off our Facebook chat.
I did.
Okay, give credit where credit is due, please.
Joshua Lashley said 1.21, and I took the joke from there.
Oh, God. We do keep a Facebook chat as we record the show here. It is can be found on facebook.com/GYGO Radio. We invite y'all to join with us. We do giveaways from time to time during the Facebook portion of the show. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. If he just wasn't a stalker, that movie would have been better already. That and if Lois Lane didn't look like she was 14 years old.
If Brandon Routh was allowed to play his own version of Superman and not the Christopher Reeve version of Superman, we'd have all been better off.
And if Lois Lane didn't look like she was 14 years old. I'm sorry, I did not buy that at all. I didn't know. That was... Alrighty. So, moving on... Getting away from the DCEU, as I like to do from time to time, I want to go ahead
Who doesn't like to get away from that?
Everybody, apparently, and including Jesse Eisenberg now. Alrighty, so with that being said, we're going to talk a little bit of Star Trek.
Yeah, if you see Klingons, better make sure that your face is out. And if you're in the fleet, rep your uniform, cause it's future chic. All the haters know, we got photon torpedoes. Throw the Vulcan up if you're not from Romulus, and stay with me now, live long and prosperous.
Just beat me up, Scott, Just beat me up, Scott.
Alright, so this month marks the 30th anniversary of Star Trek The Next Generation. In fact, it is actually next week marks the actual day.
I believe it's Tuesday.
Day. I think it is as well. Tuesday or Wednesday, I forget which exactly. But so we wanted to celebrate the 30th anniversary here. We had Marina Sirtis in as our guest. I believe it was a month or so ago as well. And we've Star Trek: The Next Generation does mean a lot to us, and it means a lot to a lot of people out there. And we're going to kind of collect our thoughts here about that. We do have a call coming in. I want to go ahead and get to the call. We have Nate from Southtown Games on here. Nate, what's going on down that way?
Guys, good to talk to you. We have so much more stuff going on down at Southtown Games. We're branching into new games. We're putting up new events all the time. Our 40K stuff is exploded as like last time I talked to you guys. We were branching into that and doing some good stuff. We now are actually doing a league where you guys can win $500 towards a new army. So we have more than 20 players have signed up for this league, and all you have to do is come in and play a game. We get some points to you, and at the end of the league, tally up all your points and goes into a little raffle, and you guys can win up to $500 for a new army, which is pretty awesome in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm looking at the events page for Southtown Games, which you can find at facebook.com/SouthtownGamers. And the events it's crammed. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, a Smash Up, a Modern League play. There's Dragon Ball Z Super. There's MTG. There's X-Wing. I mean, good Lord. Is there something y'all are not doing a tournament for?
Not doing a tournament for? Well, unfortunately, we're not doing Age of Sigmar yet. But however, this Saturday, the 23rd at 3 p.m., we are actually doing our first ever Age of Sigmar demo. So we've done the Warhammer 40K stuff. We've introduced you guys to the sci-fi world. Now it's time to go back in time and go to the fantasy realm with magic and knights in shining armor. So we're branching into that this Saturday. It's going to be awesome.
Now, I'm sure, of course, what everybody wants to know is, do y'all have any sales going on, any specials, any kind of new product that's come in?
For 40K stuff, we have sales all the time and specials. We also do brand new thing that we're doing now is also we've been taking in pre-owned armies and have been refurbishing them a little bit and then selling them back for cheap. So if anyone who's interested on getting in on that, but may not have the money to get in at retail, we have used armies for you at a much cheaper discount. So that's a really good thing. So we do tournaments every Friday and Tuesday for Dragon Ball, and we're having the October 28th. We're actually having our store championships for a maximum of 32 players, so the space is limited, and expect that to fill up. Every time we do a Dragon Ball event, it always fills to capacity. So very popular game. Store championships on the 28th.
Outstanding.
Also,
What's the prize for that one?
I believe it's a brand new printed promo card, which is really cool.
Nice.
And then, let's see. Also, we wanted to talk about the Magic, the Exelon pre-release is going to be this Saturday at midnight, and we're also doing it again at 7 p.m.
So that's, right after literally, as we get off the air here, y'all are going to have the pre-release.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Awesome.
Expect that one to fill up as well, too. And we also are branching into Smash Up. We have started putting tournaments up online for that. Tournaments are on Monday at 7 p.m., which is also a really cool game. That's us, breaking into the board game and box card game world as well.
Very cool, very cool. Nate, we're speaking with Nate Skinner down there at Southtown Games. You can find their events at facebook.com/SouthtownGamers. How is it getting pretty crowded down there? I know y'all opened up just not too long ago. Is it starting to fill up the store a little bit?
Oh man, it's nuts. Every day we have a packed house now. It's very rare that we don't have something going on with tons of players. So this is the place to be for your gaming. I mean, we have events all the time. Everyone shows up for them. It's really good time here. That's
outstanding. All right, Nate. Well, hey, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate you taking the time. And, I mean, I can't wait to get back down there. I got to try the Dragon Ball game, man. It sounds like it's so much fun.
Oh, it's so popular, man. I think you'd love it.
All right, Nate. Thanks for calling in. Have a good rest of the night.
You too.
Man, I always love hearing from our guys down at Southtown Games. That is such an incredible store. I know Goose has been there. I've been there. Minion has been there. We got to go back. We absolutely have to go back and try that Dragon Ball game. Got to check out their tournaments. I looked at their event calendar. I mean, there's tournaments going on all the time.
There are.
I mean, there's so much. So if you're looking for a place to game, if you're looking for a place to get your game on, you could say, I heartily recommend Southtown Games. Those guys down there are very knowledgeable. Their staff is literally, when I say their gaming family is waiting to welcome you, they are. They will welcome you into the store. They'll strike up a conversation with you about games you know, games you don't. You want to try something out, no problem at all. Those are our friends at Southtown Games.
Now, of course, just because we're in an interview doesn't mean the chatting stops over at Get Your Geek On Facebook page. That's GYGO Radio. We were talking before the interview, before Nate called, we were talking Star Trek. There's obviously some love for the J.J. Abrams movies.
There definitely is.
I enjoyed them. I will say that
you got to turn your brain off first.
Not for Beyond, you don't.
For some parts of Beyond, but they're enjoyable action movies, that's for sure.
For Into Darkness, you can just go watch a better version called Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Booyah! Alrighty, so with that being said, I want to talk about our top 10 most memorable Star Trek The Next Generation moments. Now, this isn't necessarily maybe your favorite or maybe not even our favorite moments. Certainly not the best moments.
No.
But these are the ones that really stand out. These are the memorable moments from a show that debuted 30 years ago. Number 10. They never quite knew what to do with this character, now did they?
Makes me want to wish that you and he had the same name, so that way I could say,
"But shut up, Wesley."
I mean, it's become such a meme. It's become such a part of social media now. Just that "shut up, Wesley." That part right there. Play that again for us.
"But shut up, Wesley."
They even worked it into when Captain Picard sings "Let It Snow."
They did. That was
they worked that part in there as well. So
even me.
"But shut up, Wesley."
Exactly. So they never knew what to do with this guy. Was he supposed to be like for the first couple of seasons? They just didn't know.
He was supposed to be the POV character.
pretty much, but he was also supposed to be the Wunderkind. They even call him that in one of the episodes. But he was never anything truly extraordinary except in one episode.
No, at least one episode a season.
Well, maybe, perhaps. But I mean like otherworldly extraordinary.
Watch him in The Best of Both Worlds. That's probably the worst episode that he did ever.
Could be. Absolutely could be. Number 9. So number 10 was Shut Up, Wesley, is our most memorable moment. Number 9, for me, it's this part from The Wounded.
The minstrel boy to the war has gone. In the ranks of death you will find him. His father's sword he hath girded on, and his wild harp slung behind him. Land of song, say the warrior bard, though all the world betrays thee, one sword at least thy rights shall guard, one faithful heart shall praise thee.
What a tremendous moment in a really, really good episode. The episode itself got an 8.2 out of 10 on IMDb.com. The captain, Ben Maxwell, is played by, of course, by Bob Gunton, a tremendous actor in his own right. You may remember him from The Shawshank Redemption. He was the warden there. But that moment in that episode really got to me. I love that part.
He was also most recently, one partially recently on 24. But also the other actor in there's a great Star Trek icon. That would be Cole Meany, who played Chief Miles O'Brien.
Outstanding. Great battles. I love the justification that Captain Maxwell has for Picard as to why he's attacking these ships at random and that sort of thing. So that's our number 9 memorable moment. Number 8. This one caused a little bit of controversy, didn't it?
We have people who need attention. We won't hurt you, but we must help them.
And there goes Tasha Yar.
Yeah. So
they killed off a main character.
Well, Denise Crosby wanted out.
She did.
And that was the best thing that ever happened to Michael Dorn.
It was.
Because even Michael Dorn said that he was going to leave after season 1.
Yeah, he was pretty much done. He didn't like, sitting in for 6 hours of makeup for a few lines. Mm-hmm. So that was, but still, it caused a bit of controversy at the time because you don't kill off bridge officers. You don't do that.
Well, Star Trek never truly did up to that point.
Well, except for Spock. But that wasn't a movie.
But he came back in season.
He came back, exactly.
I almost said season 3.
Number 7, our most memorable moments list countdown continues, and it is this part from yesterday's Enterprise.
Attention all hands. As you know, we could outrun the Klingon vessels, but we must protect the Enterprise C until she enters the temporal rift. And we must succeed. Let's make sure history never forgets the name Enterprise.
It was a great episode.
Probably one of the best episodes of the entire series.
It certainly makes top 10. You could make an argument for top 5, but that moment there, it's one of Picard's greatest speeches. So that was a really
Picard
great moment.
never really existed.
And that's what makes it even better is that it never happened. Plus, it sets up the Klingon Civil War with the Romulans because of Tasha Yar and how she went back in time.
Watch yesterday's Enterprise, followed up with the season 4 finale, season 5 premiere. You're good to go.
Speaking of the Klingon Civil War, that comes in at number 6 on our most memorable moments.
That was very good. That actually had a lot to do with Worf.
It was a great Worf episode. Or
couple of episodes. And good for Data, too. Data took command of a ship.
That's right. Data got control of the USS Sutherland. We got to see some racism-ish in Star Trek. Species machinism?
Pretty much machinism, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. You got to see some of the Romulans working against the Federation and the Federation planning something and having the plan for. It was a complex set of episodes there.
Klingons and Romulans working together. Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria, exactly. Number 5.
Oh, Lord.
And remember, this is most memorable moments, not necessarily best or favorite or whatever. Number 5, A Fistful of Datas.
Vamoose, you little varmint.
I mean... It's Data, Brent Spiner gets to unleash his southern drawl. There are 18,000 datas by the time the episode is over with, including the woman at the end. She comes down and hugs Worf as Brent Spiner. I mean, it was hilarious. It was a great episode. I loved that episode.
That was what, season 6, wasn't it?
5 or 6. I can't quite remember, but it was one of the later ones.
They took more chances in 6 and 7 than they did the rest of the series, except for a couple of times.
That's true. I wasn't a big fan of Alexander in this one, but mostly because little kid actors. Little kid actors are almost never any good.
No, you want Alexander. You want good Alexander. Season 6 of Deep Space Nine.
Yep, there you go. Number 4 on our countdown of top 10 most memorable moments from Star Trek: The Next Generation, the episode called Family.
I tried so hard, but I wasn't strong enough. I wasn't good enough. I should have been able to stop them. I should have.
That episode right there I consider the Borg, the Best of Both Worlds, to be a trilogy with family tying up that loose end.
That was
there.
the epilogue.
I loved that. It shows Picard's vulnerability. It shows his softer side. It shows his brother, who we hadn't even really heard of before then. So I really like that one. Number 3. Remember when Data played Sherlock Holmes?
Oh, Elementary, Dear Data.
Elementary, My Dear Data. I loved those episodes. And even the one after that where Moriarty reappeared on his own.
That was season 6.
And amazingly enough, Data was in there, but not as Sherlock, so I got a kick out of that one. Number 2, need I say more than the Best of Both Worlds?
Mr. Worf. Fire.
One of the greatest cliffhangers in all of television. All of television. One of the greatest cliffhangers. I remember watching that, and me and my older brother almost screamed. It was such a great cliffhanger.
How many people summer did that ruin?
Too many. Of course, now Netflix, you just hit next and you're gone. You don't know what it's like to wait a whole summer for that one. Number 1, our most memorable moment. I think y'all all knew this was coming. The Inner Light. This episode was iconic. It was very well written and executed. It was a tremendous episode. And of course, this part at the end was just breathtaking. Outstanding. Now, The Inner Light was the first television program to be honored with it was a Hugo Award. I think it was a Saturn Award since The City on the Edge of Forever won in 1968. Now, The Flute also won. It was sold at auction for $40,000. $40,000 for the Reskin Flute, if you can believe it. Want to give a big shout out to our friends over at Pro Defense Pest Control. If you ever need help with your pest defense, which it's San Antonio, you do. Look up our friends over at Pro Defense Pest Control. All right, so that'll wrap it up here. If you want to tweet at us, you can find us at GYGO_official. For Goose, for Minion, and for myself, I want to thank all of our sponsors, Southtown Games, Laser Legend, and The Mailing Spot and Pro Defense Pest Control. Thanks for listening. Be excellent to each other, and make sure to get your geek on every single day.